Y'all, I'm actually gonna have to make this video two parts. I'm gonna make it two parts because I do not want this video to be too long. So I've covered the first half. Sanya, who did I cover? Sanya, Kenya, Sheree in this first video. Check out part 2 for my thoughts on Drew because I do not want to make this video too long. Check out part 2 of my thoughts on Drew, Ralph, Courtney, and the shenanigans. Shenanigans. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective. And today we're going to be reviewing the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 16, Art Imitates Life. Production needs to be fired. Y'all, I'm out of breath. I just ran upstairs to record this video. Whew. But production needs to be fired. But before I get into my thoughts on this episode, because it actually was the best episode of the entire season for the most part, let's get into some housekeeping items first. This is a growing channel and we're growing by leaps and bounds. And I appreciate everyone who's recently subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, please. This is a growing channel and I need your help, okay? If you have subscribed, thank you so much. I still need your help. We are a community. If you have subscribed, you already know where I'm going with this. We are a community. We talk about books, TV, reality TV, scripted TV shows, movies. We talk a little bit about foolishness on the internet, news, politics, which I haven't published any of those videos yet, but I've got a lot. I just get a little nervous when I start talking about my political views. Get a little nervous. But anyway, we are out here to build community, okay? We may not always get along or agree on everything, and that's fine. But we're still here to push each other forward and learn and grow. Build community and have a little kiki on the side is what I like to say. All right. So if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. If you have subscribed, I still need your help. Hit the like button, share this video, get down in the comments. And as I share my perspective, get down and share yours. You know, I want to hear what you have to say. I don't care if you disagree. I still want to hear what you have to say. Tell me what you're thinking, boo. I want to know what's on your mind. Okay. Do that for me. And yeah, help me grow my channel. Support Black women. Let's get into this review. This was the best episode of the season, y'all. The best episode of the season. And production needs to be fired. Okay, so I put notes on my phone, so please know that as I'm looking down, I'm just looking at my phone for notes. So there's been some recent rumors about the cast being shaken up. This is coming from B. Scott, and we already know that if B. Scott is telling the story, 9 times out of 10, Kenya Moore has given her the tea, and 9 times out of 10 is probably true. The cast, according to B. Scott, love B. Scott, is being shaken up. And for what reason? I don't know. But what I will say, if the cast is going to be shaken up, production needs to be shaken too. Production needs to shake. There were parts that I saw on Twitter between Sanya and Kenya that I wanted to see. There was an argument going on between Sanya and Kenya. We did not see that. Sheree told us that her father had passed on while she was consoling Drew, you know, while when the divorce rumors came out. We knew nothing about that. Yet and still, we got raggedy, dry ass clips of her and Martell in a fake ass raggedy relationship. Like this production team, no, nothing about Kenya's salon opening, the soft grant opening, and how beautiful that was. Nothing, no airtime. What the hell? Production, if the cast needs to be recasted, production needs to as well. They were not doing their job. So we're gonna have a conversation about the show. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm probably going to maybe start. Actually, I am. Let me take that back. I'm going to start with people who weren't aired as much, didn't have as much airtime on this episode, and then work my way down. Y'all know I got to get into Drew and Ralph, but let's starting off with Sheree. She had the least amount of airtime this episode. Let's get her out the way first. So Sheree is coming from puncture, I think it was acupuncture or something like that. I can't remember what some therapy session, physical therapy session with her daughter. By the way, no shade to the daughter, but her daughter and her and Sheree look the same age. I don't know what makeup her daughter was wearing or how old this daughter is, but her and Sheree looked exactly alike. I thought this was Sheree's friend at first. I was like, and when the camera said daughter, it's like daughter. I mean, she's still a beautiful girl, but they look the same age, and I don't know if she wants that for herself. Sheree openly admits that she has bill collectors calling her, but she not gonna stress that because I'll get it when you get it when I get it. Girl, that's who paid for that party. That's who I told y'all in my last video that Bob paid for that party. That's why he was reaching for them grabs and trying to cop a field loan, Sheree, because he was the one that paid for that party. He said in return, I'm gonna get something in return. I'm gonna get something in return. Not right, but I that's the way Bob works. They talk a little bit about the daughter that Sheree wasn't aware of, but the the daughter in the car knew about. I did not catch her name. Y'all forgive me. Get down in the comments if y'all knew what her name was. They talk about the daughter and the secret baby that Bob had. The daughter was like, "Oh, I thought she was just somebody who found her parents and was adopted and didn't know who her dad was." So nobody really knows the true story around this new sibling, but the kids that Sheree had with Bob knew about this daughter before Sheree did. So I wonder why the kids didn't tell Sheree about the daughter. We already know why Bob didn't say nothing. I predict that this was a child that Bob had on Sheree. That's what I think. I think this was a child that Bob had on Sheree. I think the children didn't want to say anything to Sheree because they didn't want to pick sides and they didn't want to be telling on their dad, right? So I think that's what happened. They didn't want to tell on their dad because they loved their dad as well, but they knew that their dad was wrong. So they just kept it to themselves and was like, "Our mama will figure it out when she do." That's what I think. Y'all get down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. We get to Kenya. Kenya, again, why did we not see the soft opening of her salon? It actually looks beautiful. Actually looks beautiful. And when I was in Atlanta, I wish I had gone. I should have gone to a couple of these places, like Old Lady Gang. I just didn't feel like it. Plus, we were so busy. I didn't have a chance to sit around and really have time to do a whole lot on my own anyway, because we were so busy with the festival. But anyway, wanted to see that soft opening. Kenya's dad is staying with her, I guess, to visit. I don't understand why Kenya's dad is just now meeting Brooklyn. I know she said that the 19 has something potentially to do with it, but not even over FaceTime. Like, I'm just what is going on? Kenya's dad reminds me a little bit of my uncle, very old school, very much. They show clips of him saying that men shouldn't be teaching women anything, or women shouldn't be teaching men anything, or telling men what to do. Like, very misogynistic and sexist. And I don't I can't handle that kind of stuff. Like, there is no reason for you to be that way in any type of space for anything. I don't get it. I'm taking up too much time. I'm trying to hurry up and move on. Brooklyn is so freaking cute. She is so cute. So cute. Kenya brings up this issue about the gestational carrier or the surrogate. And her father is like, "What the hell? Are you going to adopt? Because there is no reason why. Why do you need to do any of those things?" She tells her dad that she's got the embryos, but she's not going to be the carrier. She's thinking about getting someone else to be the gestational carrier. I was a little concerned about having that conversation in front of Brooklyn because they were really having some real conversation. I don't want to die. I don't want to, you know, I've had other friends do it. Like, some of the conversation was a little bit, Brooklyn is not slow. Okay, y'all. Brooklyn is, she can hear and talk. She understands. And I don't know if I was comfortable with that conversation in front of Brookie. So Marlo, y'all don't nobody give a damn about Marlo. Y'all already know how I feel about her. She raggedy and I'm tired of her. Marlo and that man meet up at Le Rag Ben. I can't remember who said Le Rag Ben, but shout out to you because I it stuck like glue for me. Okay. Then we get to Sanya. Ooh, child. Okay, so I'm gonna point this out and I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna point it out and I ain't gonna say nothing else about it because grown people gonna do what grown people do. You hear what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get into it. Sanya wanted did not want to have a baby because she thought that she was not going to have the support system that she needed in order to carry this baby. She was concerned about it before. She said, "You weren't there for me when I needed you. Where were you when I needed you last? Like right now." I think that's the words. My bad, y'all. Anyway, but that was a little Stevie Wonder for y'all. All right. Uh so she said in previous seasons that she was concerned about having a child because Ross was not in place. Ross was not there for her when she needed him. Here we are, season whatever, this is second or third season that Sanya has been on this show. Here we are. Ross wanted a second baby. He basically was like, if we don't have a second baby, okay, our relationship is on the line. We best have a second baby. But he was absent at the heartbeat appointment. Marlo showed up. They kept trying to make it seem like, oh, we real friends. We real friends. I'm looking at Sanya like, girl, Marlo is not your friend. Marlo is not your friend. She is a viper. But okay, Sanya. Sanya is one of them girls that you just can't say nothing to her. You just have to, you can't say nothing to her. I'm not friends with the girl you trying to be friends with. And I'm giving you a plethora of reasons as to why I'm not friends with this girl. And of course, you can't let somebody dictate who you're friends with. This isn't high school, but you do need to be mindful. At least be mindful and don't play both sides. Those are two things you're going to do if you're going to play this game that's saying you're trying to play, right? Like if you're going to be friends with the girl that all your other friends don't too much care for, you can't play both sides, and you need to be weary of the things of that long list of things that your girlfriends told you about that girl. Be mindful of that. Keep that in your back of your mind. Don't just jump head first in that mug, and then don't be flip flopping. That's saying your problem. I be looking at saying you're like, girl, you on the wrong side of history, and I don't like that. Back to the pregnancy appointment. Marlo shows up for Sanya for the heartbeat appointment, or I'm sorry, the for a check-in. I think it was like 5 weeks and 5 days. So then another check-in just to see how the baby is growing. She was there. Ross was out there having to take pictures of it or do a little video for it. We later find out that, right, the baby does not, it's not a viable pregnancy. She doesn't carry this baby to term. We find out that Ross wasn't at the appointment when they went in. I think it was a 10 week. No, it was a seventh week. Seventh week. It was a seventh week appointment. Ross was not there. Sanya found out that the the pregnancy was not viable. She found out that, and she did that on her own by herself. She then what was it? Yeah, so she wasn't at that appointment when he wasn't there at the appointment when Marlo showed up. He wasn't there at the appointment when she found out the baby wasn't a viable the pregnancy wasn't a viable pregnancy. Then he wasn't there for the traumatic um detachment of the pregnancy. I'm trying to figure out another way of saying it. She wasn't there for when she passed the tissue, right? Because she scheduled an appointment for a DNC. You know, that she thought she had enough time while she was in New York or wherever she was. The tissues had passed before she could even get through a DNC, and it was a very traumatic episode for her. She lost so much blood she had to get transfusion. He wasn't there for that either. If Ross not gonna be here for any of the times that you need him to, what is he here for? And you going through the same thing again with him. He done brought you all the way down, brought you here, put your life on the line, and he not even here to back you up. Like y'all, I know the people. I know the people. I know when I brought this up the last time, y'all was mad at me. But I think Ross got something going on down in Texas, and we might find out about it probably soon because it don't make no sense. It does not make any sense to me. As soon as you find out that your wife does not have a viable pregnancy, you need to be home or wherever the hell she at. Okay? She talks about having to tell Ducey the news. I was in tears. I was boohoo crying. Baby, this how touching the scene was. I had my plumber in changing my garbage disposal, right? So watching the show, plumber is changing the garbage disposal downstairs. I'm watching the show, child. His wife make him watch the social show. He know all the people and he know the scenes and everything. And he was like, oh man, he watching the episode with me, also while doing the work as well. support black plumbers. Okay, he was also doing the work as well, but watching, kind of listening in as he's working. He was like, "Oh man, oh that's smooth." Like I was balling here. He was like, "Oh, he was moved as well." Maybe that scene was so. She was able to get pregnant again, and she's able to carry it through past that 12-week, past that like um sensitive stage. So praise the ancestors voice. Okay, check out part two. Click off this, go check out part two of Real Housewives of Atlanta, our Imitates live episode 16, season